Hi everybody. I think I figured it out. I took a closer look because I redid the pictures, you know, from instead of like the last video I just did about looking at the sides of my face and images. I was taking it off this screen right here from the video, and it was kind of fuzzy and didn't look right. So I went and took pictures in the room, in my room here, and then I re-looked at them. Okay, and I did this video showing what these images look like on both sides. Now, when we look at this side of my face, I was looking at this, I'm like, what kind of spirit animal does that look like? And as I'm looking at it, so I thought I'd bring back up the original and then try to, mess with the contrast a little bit more. But this part right here, of course, you can see this guy right here, which I think he's a warrior. Because look at that hat. It looks like, with even a little marking, I'll show you on Nostradamus. So I think this guy's part of God's army right here. Now, the bigger picture here, with this nose right here and this eyeball right here, you can see right here, the shape of this face, I was like, what is this? What kind of animal would that be, right? So if we include his face in it all the way around, it looks like a spirit animal. And I got thinking, well, what animal could that be? And now check this out. Does it not look like a honey badger? Check out the honey badgers, right? I'll show you these faces again. Look at that face, the shape of that face. Look at the shape of that face. Look at the shape of that face. No, right here. Oops, sorry, it went out. But you can see just from the shape of the face, it's a honey badger. But that's what I see in my perspective. And I thought, oh, well, let me just update this real quick and put out a quick video. So the honey badger is a mammal related to skunks, otters, ferrets, and other badgers. They are omnivores and eat honey, honeybee larvae, insects, amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals, roots, bulbs, berries, and fruits. Now, the interesting thing about this, remember I've been telling you, well, it's been probably about a good year now. I've been doing the protein drink shake every day, which is, the fresh leaf spinach, it's strawberries, it's blueberries, it's a banana, whey protein scoop, peanut butter, and honey. So it's really quite interesting because peanut butter is nuts, honey badger, and the berries that I eat and the fruits. So it's so interesting, right? The honey badger is known for its ferocious defensive abilities and aggressive nature, and can even fight off much larger predators like lions and hyenas. The term honey badger can also be figuratively to describe a person who displays indifference or disregard for others' opinions. Additionally, the honey badger is a symbol of relentless persistence. Isn't that a trip? So again, when we're looking at the form of this face, the size of this face, and how it looks, right? And then let's go back here quickly again, and I'll show you. You can see right there, it's like a honey badger. Now this guy right here, this part of the honey badger's face, which I think is really interesting. So it's got this face and this face that makes up the honey badger's face. Now this is what I was trying to figure out yesterday, because you can see there's two eyes there, but there's something about this to where it almost looks like a partial sun or something. Or maybe it's a big octopus. Do octopuses have two eyes or one eye? because it looks like there's an arm. I don't know, that might be stretching it, but I think there's something else in this white color that's unfolded. I just can't figure it out. And then remember, we got this eye. Look at that. Look at that eye. Well, you can't tell by my eyes, but look at that eye. You can clearly see, which I wonder if that's another spirit animal. Okay, so this guy right down here. Now, what can I... Oh, Nostradamus. Good call. Nostradamus, end time predictions. Let's see. Images. Oh, this is not the one. It's these that I want. Oh, dang it. It's like they changed it and mixed it up. Okay, end time predictions. Let's do that. Predictions. Let's do that. My goodness. Where are they? Remember all those images I was showing you before? They don't even have it on the search bar here of these images. End time. Let's try that again. So let's do something here. The images are like this. And that's really interesting on this part right here. But this is wrong because someone put two images of the sun on theirs. Because this is the one. Now I understand what this is meaning. This is meaning the sun is landed on Earth, or in the the lines down here too. This is representing the Earth, because remember the sun has its own light. So I'm thinking something has to for this, revealing this happening, is that perhaps maybe Christ is being reborn on this land. Maybe it's this one. Nostradamus images. Lost book. Maybe that's it. Lost book. Here they are. Now I want to show you the image of the God's army, the guy that wore that crown-like hat. And of course, look at it kind of like the Pope's hat too. But I don't know, because it looks like a bell, but right here on top, it looks like those things that you put on top of your hoodie or your ball cap. Oh, that's a bird. I think that's a bird. On top of his head. Oh, I don't know. I can't tell. What I wanted to show you, if it would pop up, is that during the end times, it shows one of the horses, one of the riders, and I should have showed you a long time ago, but I didn't figure it out until they started this war. Now, here's sort of an example. You see that hat right there? That's what I was seeing that looked like that. You see that hat? Actually, I think it's on the other side of my face too. Let's set this. Hold on. And get it to go back. And interesting, check out the search engine. They show this this it looks like a ship or an asteroid, and you can see stars on both sides of it floating through. So I don't know if it's showing an asteroid coming in or what. But then the other side of my face has like a soldier guy too. You can kind of see it in the way right there where it looks like this bell hat and a pony top on it. So, yeah, like a bell hat with the pony top. I want to see the image. These aren't it. What is all this? Oh, let's get out of this. Here we go. And then remember, I was showing you on this one. So it's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like showing the things that were coming out. And remember, I showed you in this book that he's holding, right in the middle, it says in a cursive, English cursive, one male. And of course, a new beginning. But the wheel in the sky, isn't that trippy? Okay, let's go back. I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you that guy in God's army, where they're coming down and the people are actually taking each other's lives, kind of like war. Am I not going to be able to bring it up? Dang it. I don't see it. The only thing I can refer to is that right there. Yeah. Oh, and then Revelation 6. Remember, the sixth letter in ancient Greek is Z, the weapon, right? So the Revelation 6 shows the 4 horsemen. And remember, Palestine has all 4 colors on their flag of the 4 horsemen. Death and Sheol. Now, Sheol is where the soul goes to the underworld, into darkness. So that's why I was saying that we should do everything while we can interact with God right now while we're alive, because you know how when people pass away, everybody goes, "Oh, they're going to heaven. They're going to heaven." Well, they're not going to heaven because the Scripture flat out tells us that those that have died in Christ have went to the underworld, into darkness. It's kind of like what they call purgatory, a waiting room. And then when this event happens, they're going to be clothed in white clothing, and they have to wait for the time for the end, right? So they have to wait till the time that we're done up here in this end in our life. And it must be for the catastrophic event that's happening. Because in Revelation 6, it talks about a catastrophic event that's happening for the end times. Now, red is for the sword. So let's go. The first seal is thunder, a conqueror, the white bow, right? So when we look at the thunder, remember on iPad Go 2 in the classroom where it has the brain and that lightning bolt that comes down? The second seal is a fiery red sword. Now, interesting about sword is I showed you guys about 2 or 3 weeks ago the sword that was on my chest. Now, the black seal, the balance in Libra scales. Now, that's very interesting because remember on October 19th, 2020, I told you I was at God's feet and Prince Michael had the black book open. So Libra is recognized as the balance and scales, of our life. The fourth horse is the pale, the green-gray horse. Now, what else is green-gray? It's recognized as in Psalms 23, you make me lie down in green pastures. Our heart chakra is known as the green. And then the pale green gray is actually representing death. It's like, the plagues, the viruses, that kind of thing. Now, for pale green, famine, of course, and death, kind of in the same category. And then we got the white horse, white horse with the bow is conquest. Then the red sword, slaughter, where they take peace away from the land, so they're slaughtering. So that's what they're doing right now in war. So it's really quite interesting how this. And remember I told you about the sixth chakra, indigo. So D means two atoms, right? So the 21st letter in ancient Greek is phi, P-H-I, which is the golden ratio. So our brain, you got our brain, and then the partridge down the pear tree on the first day of Christmas, which is the dragon brain, the reptilian brain. Then we have our right side emotional brain and the left side lymphatic brain. It's really interesting. So this is how we're born in the womb for the first 12 weeks of the fetus, the golden ratio. And then when you look at, after the 12th week mark, it starts up the Y chromosome, the Y gene, which makes somebody or body a boy or a girl, the identity. So I wanted to mention that too. So, and then when you look at two atoms, think about the yin and yang sign. There's two atoms that are in that. One would be Jesus, stay at the right-hand side, and the other side is Lucifer, or male and female, or Lucy. Interesting, right? Okay, I know I'm jumping through this really fast, but I just wanted to go back over this and show you guys that I think that is representing a honey badger. This kind of look right here. Oh, that's interesting. It's like the other side of my face with those two eyes. I wonder if there's like another face I'm trying to form out on top of it. But anyway, isn't that cute? I think it's a honey badger just because of the angle and the direction of their face. And honey badgers are black and white. Is that a trip? But anyway, I just wanted to show that to you, everybody, and get everybody looking and noticing, and the images that are on our body. Frankly, I don't know what you guys think about all these images on my face, or if you can even see them, or if you even care. But when I was reading that, I should pull that up, Revelations 6. That way you can read it. Or I can read it to you near the end of Revelation 6, where he talks about the end times. So when I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, so it's one of the seven seals, so it's the first seal, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder and lightning, the weapon, one of the four beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow. Now, a bow, if we look at that, that's representing Libra, right? It's a fire sign, the bow. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, the bow's right here. Bow, it's the Sagittarius sign. It's the archer, so it's actually November through December. Libra is October. So that's not right. Libra is recognized as September 23rd to October 22nd. That's the Libra scales judgment. And then you got, so I'm thinking the sword, it represents war. And if we look at from October 23rd to, September to October is the balancing scales judgment. And then next thing you know, we're in war. So this is what I'm saying about the four horsemen. What is his name? Nick Thomas TV. This one's a cool. Took it 11 hours ago. Check it out. our son, the second son. Now, the interesting thing when I seen this image come up yesterday was that in one of my visions that I had before 2020, I think it was 2017, somewhere between 2017 and 2019, where I was telling you about the field where these little pods were dropping us, or bringing us down to this like field of wheat. And so it would bring us down, let us out. It was like all these pods were coming out of this mothership from up in the sky. Well, I remember looking up at the mothership and waving at the mothership, but over on the horizon, just like this, I seen the two suns, and the background looked just like this color. And I was like thinking, oh my goodness, I wonder if in my dream, but I had that vision, I wonder if this is part of that dream of the actual color that I seen. But see, the interesting thing about it is the UFO part, that big mothership. I mean, this mothership was huge, and it was bringing down all these pods and going down to the land with the wheat field, and people were getting out of these pods. And then when we all were getting out of the pods, off to the left of us, when we looked over to the left, I think it was if I'm not mistaken, I thought it was a big tree or something. There was something that made me really excited, all of us really excited, when we started running towards it, all happy and excited. So that's what, which is, good to share with everybody as well. But going down here to Revelation 6, let's go near the end of it. And behold, when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. I think there's a blood moon coming up here this month as well. But remember on iPad Go 2, this shows when the guy's coming out of that guy's mouth, and next thing you know, it shows that evil guy, and it shows this earthquake kind of like thing. Okay, the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, and even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. It's like a scroll. Interesting. So the heaven departed as a scroll. The kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountains. Remember, they've got the caves already set up and stocked. And the underground tunnels and stuff. They even show us these big semi drivers that bring in these things, show them going into the mountain. And it said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Isn't that a trip? I don't know if you guys remember back in Moses, back in Genesis, where when God come down, that the people hid behind Moses. So it's really quite interesting. And again, this is Revelation 6, and the sixth letter is in Greek is Z, the weapon, just like in Russia, Z, the weapon. Remember in iPad Go 2 with the girl with the tiger on the back of her. She's got the white flag going, and you see these tanks coming up. Very interesting, showing war, and she's like peace, the surrender or whatever the white flag is. And then Mr. Bones goes and kind of zaps in her way this party popper or whatever. But I don't know. Interesting times that we're in, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. But again, is that wild? I mean, literally, it looks like those end-time movies that they have, Two Sons and stuff like that, or even on Luke Skywalker or Star Wars, where Luke Skywalker comes out. It's like when he was born, I think, and a part way through his life, and then there was at the when he dies at the very end, there becomes two suns up in the sky. I wonder if I should read the book of Luke. Anyway, I just want to put that out there. And this is Nick Thomas TV. Crazy times, folks. It is. It's just fascinating how it's right there. But I guess you have to wait until the people actually finally see it or whatever. Okay, bless everybody.